Joining us now in studio is Victoria Shroff, a Vancouver-based lawyer specializing in animal law. Good afternoon, Victoria. Thanks for coming in.
Good afternoon.
So this was a real talker just among everyone, especially pet owners at the station today. What exactly changed as of today?
Well, today is a banner day for families, Amy, because we're recognizing in the law that families come in all different sizes, shapes, and species. And so these groundbreaking new family laws introduced today are going to help all BC family members, two and four-legged alike, by addressing who gets to keep the pet when a family breaks up.
And what kind, I guess what kind of factors would there be to determine where a pet could live?
Right. I'll just explain a little bit about that. So the amendments provide guidance to courts to consider pet custody disputes beyond who simply adopted or bought the companion animal. Pets will be seen as family members, as I say, not simply to be awarded to the spouse who purchased or adopted the pet, like whose name is on the bill of sale.
Right.
They're now looking at more holistic and relational factors through these new enactments. And such considerations as each spouse's ability and willingness to care for the family pet, the relationship or bond that a child has to the family pet, and the history and risk of family violence between the pet and the humans.
And I guess what kind of pets does this cover? We automatically assume, it's cats and dogs. Are there other animals included under this?
I suppose it's arguable, but mostly this really is aimed at your standard companion animal, canines and felines, rabbits, maybe the odd fish.
Gerbil here and there.
Gerbil, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, agricultural animals as it were are specifically excluded. Guide dogs are excluded.
Okay.
This is meant to be sort of just imagine the animal who sits on your sofa, I suppose.
Well, yeah, and those are the animals that quite often are considered to be part of the family.
Exactly.
And long have. So I suppose it's good that we're seeing the courts catch up with that.
That's right.
How often do you see couples going to court after a breakup to figure out who gets to keep the pet?
This kind of litigation is really common, but it's also common at the pre-litigation phases where we actually have settlements. So people have been coming to me, like I say, I've been doing animal law for over 23 years in Vancouver, and I've seen a spike in pet custody cases post-COVID because people adopted a lot of animals. A lot of companion animals came into people's families during COVID. And then when COVID eased off, divorce rates spiked. So it was kind of a bit of a storm coming together and seeing how, calls to my office went up precipitously for pet custody because people are like, well, I want to keep my pet. I could care less about the spouse. I'm done with the spouse, but I need to keep my pet.